Hello students, let's read this question. Aisha has $50 to buy school supplies. She purchased 6 spiral notebooks at $4 each and 6 packages of pencils at $2 each. Upon arriving at the house, her dad gave her $16 to share with her sister. She used the following expression to find out how much money was left. Based on the expression above, how much money did Aisha have remaining? Okay, so let's use our strategy of cubes that we have on the right side to identify important information. Well, here they said this is all the money she has. And then they said that she purchased 6 spiral notebooks, and this is the price for the spiral notebooks. Then the story continues saying that there are 6 packages of pencils and this is $2 each. Now, when she got to her house, her dad gave her $16. I'm going to just highlight that. She used the following expression. I like this. So they already wrote the expression for us. She used the following expression. Okay, based on the expression above, how much money did Aisha have remaining? Okay, so we did circle and underline, we did highlight, we boxed the question, and now we're gonna elaborate. For elaborate, I'm gonna always try to select, if it's a situation, I can draw a picture, or I can use a table or a graph or something that helps me to make sure that I'm doing right, that I'm understanding. But in this question, basically, they gave us the expression. We don't have to set it up. It's given right here. So what I'm going to do, this is, I see a lot of operations. You see this, guys? Subtraction, multiplication, addition, multiplication, addition, and division. This is a question of order of operations. We use one saying of PEMDAS that can help us to guide ourselves on doing the operations. That's what I'm going to bring. The choice that I'm using to elaborate is this anchor chart that we have on the left side for order of operations. This helps me because I have to always do the operations that are inside any parentheses. And what I did, guys, I copied my problem down here so I can follow all the process. Don't write operations underneath. You can work out all the operations on the side so you can keep the process clean. We have to focus on the parentheses first. I'm going to focus on this section here. And everything else, we just bring it down. So I'm going to bring down the 50 minus, and I'm working on the parentheses. And still inside the parentheses, I'm just going to focus on one operation at a time. So inside these parentheses, we have multiplications, additions, and multiplications. Look, how do I know what operation I'm doing? The operation sign needs to be in between two numbers. So you see here, this is one operation. This one is another operation, and this is another operation. Okay, and I'm going to go to order of operations. What do I have first? The multiplication or the addition? And is the multiplication is on the step, this is a step 1, a step 2, a step 3, and last step. Okay, so the multiplications, they come first. So we're going to focus on this one. 6 times 4, 24. And I'm just going to do one operation at the same time. To me, it's always better to follow the process and to make sure that we show exactly all what we know in a test. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my parentheses. I'm working on parentheses on step 1. Do I still have operations inside the parentheses? Yes. So we're going to focus only inside the parentheses. So now between the plus, I have the 24 and the 6. And between 6 and 2, we have the multiplication. Then multiplication goes first. You see here, guys, that's a step 3. And the addition is a step 4. So we're going to focus on this one. And everything else, bring it down. So I'm going to say 50 minus the parentheses, because that's what I'm working on. The 24 stays the same. Plus, and I'm going to work out this number. 6 times 2, 12. Awesome. We close the parentheses. Everything else, we bring it down. And I'm still on the first step. Do I still have parentheses? Yes, but now we have an addition, and that's the only operation. So I'm going to focus on this step. Everything else, bring it down. 50 minus. Now look, guys, since this is the only operation left inside the parentheses, I'm going to remove now the parentheses. And this one you can do it mentally, right? 24 plus 12. Why don't you do this? The 20 plus 10, 30. Great. Now we're going to add the ones. 4 and 2, 36. Excellent. So we're going to write this in red, because that's the only number that we work out at this step. And everything else, guys, we bring it down. Awesome. And now I don't have parentheses. Finally. Okay, so we completed step 1. I'm going to put a check mark right here. Now the next step is exponents. Do we have any of those little numbers on top of our numbers? That means repeat the number by itself? No. So we're done with step 2. This is very interesting. I like to have the D and the M, and also the M and the D. Why? You see how we have to go from left to right? That's what the arrow tells me. It means it doesn't matter which one you find first from left to right. If I find the division first, I have to do the division. But if I see the multiplication, then I do the multiplication. So really, whichever we see first from left to right, either division or multiplication. And I'm going to be checking in between two numbers. In between 36 and 50, that's subtraction. In between 36 and 16, that's addition. And between 16 and 12, that's division. So that should be our next step, right? Great. So what is 16 divided by 2? And that is very correct. Our answer is an 8. Everything else, we just bring it down. So that's going to be 50 minus 36, the plus sign. And now here, this number, we already worked it out. Now that I check in my numbers, do I still have any division or multiplication? I don't. That means we completed step 3. Great. And now I'm going to look at the last step, addition and subtraction. Now the only two operations that we have is subtraction between 50 and 36, and addition between 36 and 8. I'm going to look at the last step, and it says also I have this arrow here going from left to right. What it means is it doesn't matter if we see the subtraction and then the addition, or the other way, if we see the addition and then the subtraction, whichever comes first from left to right. So here we have a subtraction, and that one came first from left to right. So this is the one that we're going to do first. 50 minus 36. You did it mentally? Okay. So that's great. If you didn't do it mentally, we're going to do it by hand. And I always do my operations on the side. I will never do my operations underneath, because I want to keep my process clean. Okay, so can I do 0 minus 6? No, so we're going to regroup. The 5 is going to be comma 4, and the one that we took is going to regroup with this 0. So now that's going to be comma 10. 10 minus 6, That's a 4. Great. And 4 minus 3, that's a 1. Excellent. So 50 minus 36, that's going to be 14. And everything else, we're going to bring it down. Great. Now we only have one operation, and that is 14 plus 8. And you know what is 14 plus 8? That's going to give us a 22. Great job, guys. So this is our answer, and we're going to look at the choices, and we found our answer. It is choice D. And we completed the solution, and thank you, guys. You did great.